하나 둘 셋. 안녕하세요, Kelly입니다. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope everyone's having a lovely summer. If you're new to this channel, remember to subscribe and hit that like button. So I've been getting a lot of attention for my Yonsei videos, especially the day in my life video. And I've been getting a lot of comments, and a lot of them are very similar or they're repeats, and it's just a lot for me to reply to each of you one at a time. So I decided to make this video to answer all of your questions. Hopefully I answer most of your questions. Okay, first and foremost, let's talk about my program. I'm currently a senior in college, and my home university is the University of Massachusetts in Amherst. And my school is partnered with Yonsei University, so the application process was all through my school. So I applied through my school. They sent my documents to Yonsei. Since I studied in the spring of 2017, I applied in September of 2016. So at the beginning of that semester, I had to get all my documents in. I had to apply for all the scholarships way ahead of time. And I didn't hear back from them until the end of November, around Thanksgiving time, and they will send you an official acceptance letter from Yonsei to your email. So a lot of you asked me, is it hard to get into the program? And this is a tough question to answer, because actually one of the top 3 prestigious schools in South Korea. To study there on exchange, at my home school, the minimum requirement GPA is 2.5, and the language requirement is none. So it wasn't hard to get in for me. One of my biggest worries when I was applying was, oh, what if I don't get in? What if the uncertainty of it was really up there? But if I could go back in time and talk to me back then when I was applying and when I was hesitant, I would just say go for it and you'll probably get accepted. That's what the study abroad counselors were telling me. They're like, oh yeah, you'll get accepted, don't worry, like it's a very high chance you'll get accepted. And I don't know why, but I have a lot of anxiety, so when they told me that, even though they tried to reassure me that I will get in, I still had my doubts, because not everyone gets accepted to other programs because there are other requirements. So for this one, for my particular school, and the fact that it was partnered with Yonsei, and the fact that the requirements are so low, it was really easy for me to get in. Okay, so a lot of you asked me what I'm studying right now. I'm in the business school and I'm studying accounting. However, I got all of my accounting requirements and classes out of the way, so I spent my last semester abroad just taking my general classes that I still needed to take to graduate. My major at Yonsei was business, and you do need to choose a major to declare, and you do need to apply, and business is harder to get in than liberal arts. So a lot of you also asked me, where is Yonsei? Yonsei actually has 3 campuses. One is in Wonju, the other one is, I don't remember, but the flagship, like the main campus of Yonsei, is in Sinchon, and that is like right in Seoul. So it's right on the Green Line. It's right next to Iwa's Women's University, and it's really convenient because it's close to Seoul. It's right next to Hongdae, and you can just hop on the Green Line and you can go wherever you want. Do you speak Korean? Are your classes in Korean? I speak a little bit of Korean. I studied Korean for a little bit under 6 months. So I'm really shy when it comes to speaking Korean, although I can speak it, but I think that my comprehension ability is much higher. So like, if anyone's talking to me in Korean, I can understand what they're trying to get at. Since Yonsei is highly regarded school, was it stressful studying at such a prestigious school? Mostly no. Most of the classes I took were easy gen eds, like music and history and marketing. Well, the marketing class I took was like an official Yonsei class, so there are other Korean students that were in the class with me, and so that class itself was very demanding. That class was like your typical Ivy League class, for example. There's a lot of group work, there's a lot that's expected from you. The teacher wants you to go above and beyond because that's what's expected of Yonsei students, and I wanted to challenge myself. So although it was very time consuming, it was very stressful, it was really rewarding, and I made a lot of true Yonsei Korean friends in that class, and my group mates and I were really close. So I really enjoyed that, and the teacher really allowed us to be creative, so I was able to make some videos for that class, and it was just really fun, and the professor was really inspiring and very top-notch. I enjoyed his class. However, when you are studying abroad, there are these courses called IEE that are only specifically offered to students who are studying abroad. So typically they're easier. There are some harder ones. There was one class where the professor didn't really know what she was doing, but you know, that's life. But then there were other classes like my traditional music class where it was really easy. Like, you didn't even need to go to class. Like, the whole time she'll just show us videos of traditional folk music, like hansori and just random stuff. And she took us on a field trip too. There's one thing that did stress me out the most, and that was the attendance policy. So Yonsei, the school itself, has a very strict attendance policy that applies to all students, even if you're international, even if you're a study abroad student. And if you miss 30% or more of your attendance, and the teachers take attendance every class, and if you miss 30% or more of that, then you automatically get an F for that class. And that really stressed me out because for the spring semester there were no holidays, there were no days off. There's maybe like 1 or 2, but there's no like spring break, there's no February vacation. So obviously, since I'm studying abroad in Korea and Seoul, like, I wanted to have opportunities to travel to other places like Jeju and Busan, possibly even Japan. So I had to take a couple days off, but it was very stressful, and there are times where you get sick and you can't make it to class too. So that really stressed me out, and I was really worried I wasn't gonna make the attendance requirement for some of my classes because of that, and I was afraid I was gonna fail and not get the credits. But just talk to your professors afterwards, check your attendance often, and you should be okay. But that was one of my biggest concerns and one of my biggest stressors when I was in Korea. Are there classes in Korean? Of course, yes, you can take classes in Korean as well. And once you enroll and once you get accepted, you can go into the Yonsei portal and they'll show you all the classes. They'll show you what's taught in English, what's taught in Korean. Some classes are flipped, which means it's half online, half in the lecture hall. So yeah, you can definitely do your own research once you get accepted, once you get access to the portal. Are there any Korean language classes? Yes, there are. And the most famous one is called KLI, and it's Korean language intensive course. In that one, you meet every single day from Monday to Friday for 2 hours each day from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. And like, a lot of students take advantage of that and they do that to improve their Korean. I personally did not take that course because I didn't have any classes on Fridays, and that one has classes on Fridays from 4 to 6, and that would have ruined my schedule for my long weekend, so I decided to opt out of that. How long are your other classes? Most classes are 3 credits, so that would mean 3 hours a week. And most classes are Monday, Wednesdays, and Tuesdays and Thursdays. That was the majority of my classes, but I did have one class that was a 3-hour once a week on Wednesday, which was really miserable because that class was really boring. How big is the campus? The campus itself, it's not big, it's long. There's a long walkway that you can walk down, and it's really scenic in the spring and the summertime, but in the winter it can look a little bit dead. But it's all in one place, so it's really convenient. They do have shuttle buses on the campus, but I never really took the shuttle buses because I enjoyed walking, being outside, and just enjoying the environment. Are you allowed to take KLI courses and regular courses? Yes, you are. So the KLI course is 6 credits. So a typical student would usually take 12 to 18. So you can take other classes as long as it doesn't overlap with that class. What Ichima remix is it? The Ichima remix that I used for my day in a life video for the Yonsei school is Ichima, and it was Fast Kid remix. What app did you use for your schedule in your video? So the app that I used for my schedule in the video is called Pocket Schedule, and it's amazing. Like, I tried a bunch of other ones before I finally settled on this one. Okay, it looks like this. It's on the iPhone. It's really amazing because it shows you 2 types of schedules. One that shows all your classes and the time and dates, and one where it shows you like a daily time slot schedule. So it's really convenient. And I also turn on the option where it can remind me that I have a class like 5-10 minutes before the class starts, so it was a lifesaver. And it helped me remember my classes because I was taking 6 classes and it was really hard for me to keep track of all of them, especially since there's so much going on, and when you're studying abroad you make so much plans with your friends, and it's just really helpful. And that concludes my Q&A for my study abroad trip at Yonsei University. If you have any more questions, feel free to leave a comment below and I'll answer them. I might make a second video if there's enough questions. Thanks for watching!